All right, we're back, and now we're going to make, there's a real controversy over what this stuff's called. Acai, what did you call it?
Acai.
Acai, acai, see? I'll go with acai, because he was in the pineapple business. He knows
You won't
fruit.
see it on my menu.
No, because it costs too much. This stuff is outrageous. This is going to be an Italian ice, acai, Italian ice. Or sorbet is actually the proper term, and we'll go into that in a minute. So it's going to have the acai puree, strawberries, bananas, raspberries, and blueberries. So quite a combination.
Mix or water?
Water, 4 quarts of water.
Okay.
And 3 quarts of the puree. Not sure this will be enough. I might have to go get another one. This acai puree is incredibly expensive. And it comes from mostly from Brazil. And hello. Now I'm getting like Jeff. I'm talking to you, okay? We may have to start the tape. This is incredibly expensive stuff. It's high in antioxidants, and so it's a very popular product to put into smoothies. To make it as an Italian ice might be just too expensive, but I wanted to try it and see how it is. So I'm mainly making this for me, but you all can have some too.
What's the price?
I think 1, 2, 3, 4 of these containers was $70. Yeah. Well, Paula bought some powder. There was a little packet like this, maybe about 9 ounces of powder, and that was $32 on Amazon.
Of course we know it doesn't matter, does it?
Not to you,
Of course
because we're
not.
going to sell it for $150 a scoop.
No, just like everything else.
Okay, so we have our 4 quarts of water, our almost 3 quarts of the acai. I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. Thank you. And 3.5 pounds of sugar.
3.5 pounds of sugar.
So I'm going to start pouring this in. I mean, it is a delicious tasting product. I tried it.
More sugar.
More sugar. There's boxes over there by your sign, Jeff. Ice Cream Boot Camp. While you're there, why don't you hold that sign up and talk about it?
Ice cream boot camp.
Jeff's taking reservations for 2020. So if you'd like to sign up.
How much sugar?
3.5 pounds. And the raspberries and the strawberries and the blueberries. So you can make just about anything with Italian ice or sorbet. Thank you. Nobody in this class has asked yet about, do I have to purify the water for my Italian ice? The answer varies between no and it depends. Up here in Brooksville, Florida, we are in the middle of nowhere. We don't get tourists. I'm not sure, it is on a map, but it's a little hard to find. And so if I'm selling Italian ice in Brooksville, Florida, everybody here grew up on the water, and they're used to it. It's a very, very high mineral count. And it doesn't taste very good to me. They're used to it, so if I'm selling it locally, I don't have to purify the water. If I go down to Miami, where everybody's from New York, I have to then purify the water. It's the same water as up here, high mineral content, but I've got to take some of those minerals out because it's going to, like the proverbial pizza and the bagel, it's going to affect the taste a little bit. Not nearly as much as a bagel. Everybody knows you can't make a bagel unless you're in New York. And even then, it's got to be below 14th Street. But here, doing anything to the water is really not that necessary. So I'm going to pour in the sugar in the water. I'm going to have you come up and just keep repeating it. Acai. It's going to be worth it, trust me. Okay, again, not wasting any time. We're going to turn this on and get it cooking. I'm going to hit Italian ice. Start. Refrigeration. Now we're freezing, and we'll deal with the fruit. 24 ounces of this ground up. Yeah, it didn't stir well. Oh, that's the bananas.
What, no good?
No, I was just looking. That's good.
What do you want to do?
You want to do them one at a time, or?
No, they're all going in?
Yeah. Not all of it, 24 ounces.
Well, you got a lot more than that.
Yeah.
That's right, 2 bags will do.
It won't all fit in.
All right.
That's okay. Let's go with that. These blades are deadly, by the way. Thank you. So that's, okay. Now this formula that I've handed out to you took a lot longer to figure out mathematically than it does to make the product. But this is the way I work. I do it mathematically, what should work, I've never made this before, never even tasted it, but I have what should work. So if I was opening up a store, this would be my first, I need to run that again.
What?
I got blueberries.
Oh.
Or should I just throw them in?
Well, I don't know how many blueberries?
24. Just to there.
No, you don't want to throw those in.
Okay. So mathematically, if I was opening up a store, a lot of people call up, as I said, I think this morning, and want to buy a machine, and they want to experiment for the next year and a half. That's great. I'm happy to help you. But being an honest person, I tell you, you don't really need to. I can come up with just about any formula after 3 tries. And I don't think it should even take 3. Jeff does it on experience, but he makes more ice cream than I do. I do it mathematically. I say this is this amount to this, to that should work, and then we'll taste it, and then I'll ask you what you think, and sometimes the answer is, oh, it needs a little more of this, or it needs a little of that, and then I will mark that on my formula and do that the second round, and that should be perfect. If it wasn't absolutely perfect, I would do a 3rd round, and then I'm finished. So any flavor you want to come up with that you've never made before, I can easily make it in 3 rounds. And it'll be great. So just to test, I'll take a little taste of this. It looks a little on the thick side, but then look at all the stuff we put in. Whoops, not that thick. That's good. I'll get you some. You want to try it? Might need a little. Let me get you a new cup. It might need a little water.
Water?
It's strong.
That's good. Great.
Leave it? Okay. So there we go.
Yeah, that's good.
We agree. We'll just say goodnight and bye. So there's a brand new flavor just out of nowhere. I asked several people for their recipe, and they didn't give it to me. They gave me just, put a little of this in, put a little of that in, and so I was off on my own on this one. But it just isn't that hard. I go back to my base formula on the 24 quart machine, the bigger one. Lemon ice is 7 pounds of sugar, 14 quarts of water, and 2 quarts of lemon juice. The sugar to water ratio is what's important because that's the basis of your Italian ice. It's going to have a certain texture being that way. Up in New York, that's the formula for lemon ice. 7 pounds of sugar to 14 quarts of water, 2 to 1. You go down to Philadelphia and the name changes from Italian ice to Italian water ice, and they like their product smoother. So I add an extra pound of sugar to make Philadelphia Italian water ice. And so it's 8 pounds of sugar, 14 quarts of water, and 2 quarts of lemon juice. I go out to Bay 8th Street in Brooklyn, and everybody only speaks Italian, and they sell a product called Granita or Granite, and it's a crunchy Italian ice. And that formula drops down to 6 pounds of sugar, not 8, not 7, not 6. 6 pounds of sugar, 14 quarts of water, 2 quarts of lemon juice. And that's a true Italian Granite. And then finally, you go out to Universal Studios, Disney, or Rhode Island. In Rhode Island, they call Italian ice slush. Universal and Disney and Six Flags and all those are running off my formulas. And that's down to 5 pounds of sugar, 14 quarts of water, and 2 quarts of lemon juice. Because they're serving it up in a tall cup, and they want it more slushy and more icy. So the only differing factor between the 4 of them is the sugar content. So that's pretty easy. You can call up here and tell me where you live, and I'll tell you what your formula is going to be. Do we have any 16-ounce cups? Any of the big plastic ones that we add out for the water? I just need one. Thank you. I'm looking for one more thing to show you. There's a lot of misconceptions about sorbet versus Italian ice. And I don't see my glass. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go look somewhere else. Yeah.
We just got the okay on chocolate shakes.
Well, I can't find my glass, but basically,
Where'd
here's...
the garbage go?
She's taking it out
okay.
and changing it. Basically, here's the difference between Italian ice. We serve it in a squeeze cup in New York and Philadelphia. This is called, if you ask for, this is Solo. Solo is the only people who make it. If you ask for squeeze cups, they'll look at you at a deer in the headlights. This is known to them as a pleated water cup. And we scoop Italian ice into here, and we eat it, and we squeeze it up from the bottom, and then throw it away. That's a 3.5 ounce cup, and by the time we crown it over, it's 4 ounces, and we get $2 for that, usually. That's lemon Italian ice. This is a lemon sorbet. Usually I have a champagne glass, but I've got a fluted glass. This is lemon sorbet. I'm going to get about $7 for this in a restaurant, and you're going to eat it with a long spoon, and that is the same exact formula as this. We've just changed the carrier and the name, and the difference between Italian ice and sorbet is just this. I go to Universal Studios, and they serve you frozen lemonade in a cup, same formula, same everything, but we're going to get about $5 for this. and they are all the same formula. There is no difference between sorbet and Italian ice. They are sugar, water, and flavor. People go, oh, but sorbet has dairy in it. No, it doesn't. Not at all. It is sugar, water, and flavor. And it's really that simple, and the only difference between all these is how much you think you can charge for it. And the flavors change. Lemon ice used to be lemon, cherry, grape, orange, and chocolate. Sorbet can be kiwi, apricot, mango, champagne, pear, or acai, or whatever. That's a sorbet. And frozen lemonade is, guess what? It's lemon. And that's about it. So, depending on who you want to sell to, the only thing that's going to change is the flavor. Thanks to Ralph's Ices up in Staten Island, he does a big business. And Ralph came down here to visit, and we told him how we don't run 14 or 16% butterfat ice cream because it makes you sweat, gives you a stomach ache, and makes you feel awful. Ice cream sales are not as big in Florida as they are in New England. So he went home and he said, well, why can't we make ice cream using an Italian ice formula? Why can't we take sugar and water and a bag of Oreo cookies, or sugar and water and peanut butter and jelly, or sugar and water and mint extract and Ghirardelli chocolate chips? And now he's making ice cream Italian ices. They are Italian ices, but they're made with a sugar water base instead of ice cream. They're ice cream flavors, but an Italian ice. And so it's extremely refreshing. And he's just expanded the market from just lemon, cherry, grape, orange, chocolate out to just about anything you could ever want to make. So it's really fantastic. And I mean, the variety is wonderful. And then, of course, on top of that, you add a little dairy. Now you got a cream ice. You make it out of the Mammy's gelato, and it's now a dairy-free, coconut-based, but it's still basically an Italian ice. That Mammy's that we were having fun arguing about this morning is 1 pound of powder to a quart of water. Mix it up, throw it in the machine, and add your flavors. It's that simple. So there's a lot you can do with sugar water, and it's the lowest price product around. It's fantastic. It's so inexpensive. I put thousands and thousands of people around the world into Italian ice because they can get water and sugar anywhere. And then all you have to do is find the flavor, and the flavor can be bags of fresh frozen fruit, which is consistent. You know, blueberries the blueberries are in season in June in Wisconsin and Michigan, but they're not around in September. So I buy bags instead of fresh. I buy these because these were picked at the height of freshness, and I can have them in December. So it makes that very easy. Oh, that's beautiful. This is ready. Now I'm going to turn this off. Watch it. You won't see any other machine in the world that empty like that. Whoa. Let me get another container. Not that. Here we go. Hey, I found your spoons. Look what I found. We get to the end of the show, and here they are.
Excellent. Come on up and try some.
Yeah, come on up and have it. I think you'll find it interesting.
There's some great color.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
All natural.
It's got antioxidants in it.
Yes.
Kill all those oxidants.
Yes, I am getting rid of all the free radicals in the world. Of course, we all know that was stolen from a James Bond movie. Moneypenny said, or Bond said it's a moneypenny.
One for Kim, too, please.
What?
One for Kim.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's good. Oh, wow. No wonder it costs so much.
That's worth it.
Yeah. I'll be right back. Will you take that to them? This is a bet.
Yeah, I saw her thing. Yeah, she opened the first one down that Austin and boom.
Wow. It's too bad it's so expensive. We got a winner. Give it out as Christmas gifts.